Hi, I'm Star Bradbury with Senior Living Strategies.
I'm Shannon Miller with the Miller Elder Law Firm.
And I'm Geena Fasullo, LaPeer, also here with the Miller Elder Law Firm. And we are here today to talk a little bit about what successful aging is. I think the three of us each have a little bit of a different perspective about what that means and what that looks like. So Star, why don't you start us off?
Thank you. I think that so many people want to age in place, which means aging in your home and staying in your home. It's a huge percentage of people, but a lot of people don't really think that plan through and ask themselves, is that the best plan? And if I do decide to stay in my home, what could I do to make my home safer or modify my home? There's lots of options to consider.
So what kind of things would someone ask themselves if they're thinking about how can I successfully age?
Well, if you want to age successfully, it takes a plan. And first you have to discuss with your family or your loved ones or your support team what would help you maximize your independence for the longest possible time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things to consider when you're looking at what your options might be. Maybe it's moving closer to family. Maybe it's downsizing. Do you have a big home? It's just too much to take care of. Or maybe it's multi-levels and you really should be in a smaller home on one level. So I like to sit down with people and really ask them, what do you want? And does what you want match up with maximizing your independence? That's the approach I like to take.
And from our perspective, one of the things that is really important is having a plan, including an estate plan. Things like durable power of attorney, advanced directives, making sure that you're protected from exploitation. Those types of things can become very important to layer into that type of plan.
When I sit down and ask people if they really have a plan, I start with those questions. Do you have your critical medical documents and your critical financial documents? Because those are the basics. If you don't have those, you do not have a solid plan to age successfully.
Right. So what we want to see from our side of things is we want to make sure you have that durable power of attorney, that you have that healthcare surrogate, that living will. And then if we're talking about where you want to age, and if you still have a home, do we do a pay on death deed? Is that something that might make sense for you?
But guys, healthcare advocacy, we can't forget about that.
Right.
When
Really
you
important.
get sick, when you get sick, is there someone to advocate for you? Whether that's a social worker with an attorney behind them, or someone like Star who knows and can maneuver through the process of really getting sick, going to the hospital, maybe going to a rehab, maybe going to an assisted living. All those things become very important.
So on that note then, what happens if long-term care is needed?
Let's
That's a good
save that.
question.
Let's save that, you guys, for our next video, part 2, and we'll talk about that next.